Hey everybody, my name is Tim. I am the new owner of this Lennar property. Wanted to give you an overview of my experience purchasing from Lennar, and hopefully this video can help some of you that are either in the process of purchasing or have already purchased a home from Lennar to help avoid some of the issues that I've had. I'm going to walk you through kind of the ongoing stuff as well as my correspondence so far, and I do have possession of the house. It has closed escrow, but we still have ongoing issues, still cannot move in. Lennar's really kind of pushed us to close escrow and confirm that they would fix the issues, but so far it has not been completed. So let me give you kind of an overview, walkthrough of everything that's going on in the home. All right, as with any new home, obviously there's going to be some fit and finish things that need to be corrected, but I want to show you the extent of the problems we have. So first of all, during the build process, I was fortunate to live fairly close to my new home, so I was able to check in on the construction process and see really how things were coming along. To start with, there was some issues during the build. Early on, I noticed that the paint color was incorrect on the interior. I noticed that it was supposed to be this worldly gray, which is what it's painted currently, but they painted it white. And I was kind of surprised that it was done so, because the outlet covers, all the fixtures for like the toilet paper holders and towel racks, everything were already installed as it was painted white. So I brought this to their attention as I walked through. Hey guys, the house seems to be painted the wrong color, which is important because we obviously picked out flooring, we picked out backsplash things to match the worldly gray paint color. Said, no problem, thanks for pointing out to us. We'll make sure to get it fixed. So about a week later, I walked through and noticed that all the outlet covers are taped off and painted around, that the outlet covers actually were not removed to be painted. They were just taped off and taped around, which led to more issues. So I'll post some photos here on the screen to show you exactly what the outcome of that was. And when they did so, they painted the covers, and around the covers, you had paint drips, you had a tape line, issues that basically were just super unsightly. Brought these to the attention of the construction manager, and again, affirmed that things would be taken care of, that things would be fixed. And about a week after that, they pulled the covers off and simply painted over the areas that had paint lines and paint drips. Didn't do anything with the texture, so they still looked really poor. Brought it again to their attention, and their fix was simply to remove the outlet covers once again. This is all the night before our first walkthrough, and use a can of spray texture. So this can of spray texture left our wall texture really, really unsightly. And this is around every single outlet and every single switch in our entire house. Brought this to their attention during that first walkthrough because it was something that we noticed pretty quickly after, and they said that is a fit and finish that they find acceptable, which obviously is not something that's acceptable for me. So that is one ongoing issue. They still have not come up with a fix for that, which unfortunately, like I said, it really is. It's every single outlet cover and every single switch in the entire house. So that is one of the more minor issues. I do apologize if this video is ongoing. It's a lot. The other major issue was that we paid about $30,000 for upgrades. Now the upgrades included this vinyl plank flooring. They included the backsplash in the kitchen, as well as the upgraded tile in the master bath. Now, as I said earlier, I did pretty consistent walkthroughs of the home during the build process. I've always been really fascinated by construction, and something I've really wanted to follow along. This is the first new home I've ever purchased. I own 2 small businesses and worked my ass off, and really was looking forward to this process. And unfortunately, this $30,000 vinyl plank flooring was installed about 3 months before the home was finished and never covered during the entire process. I walked in one day and was really astonished and quite disgusted by the condition of my home, by the condition of the flooring. There was no covering, no paper, no anything. and the construction crew continued to work on my home without any type of foot protection, any type of respect, and the condition of my flooring was appalling. There was mud, there was dirt, there was crud, paint all over the place. And so here we have our other major issue, and that is my brand new vinyl flooring is now ruined. The finish, I don't know if you can see in the camera, it's not supposed to look like this. The plank that's on the floor is a sample or an extra plank from the wood they left over. But as you can see, around all the areas that they did some touch up on the baseboards, again, not sure what the idea was here, but it was never covered or protected. So there's actually paint overspray, sanding marks on every single baseboard around the entire downstairs, because I have the vinyl planks all over the downstairs. So when they were doing paint touch-up, they did not cover it and instead left paint, sanding marks, and other defects all over my brand new flooring, stains. In addition to that, my floor is already bowing. So it is already lifting up here. I can press down and feel it lifting, as well as there being obviously scuffs, and really just the amount of dust, dirt, and staining and etching that happened on my floor because it was never covered. It just looks horrible. Absolutely, this is what it's supposed to look like, and this is what it looks like now. I literally cannot walk around my brand new house barefoot or with socks on because it is so disgusting. And throughout the entire process, they assured me, once again, that the house would be cleaned, the house would be spotless when I moved in. And to my astonishment, they said they'd have a professional cleaning crew come in. I walked in one day and it was a mom and a son with a mop and a broom and some Windex cleaning my house. I don't see how, obviously, well, just based on how everything looks, how that was an adequate way of cleaning my brand new $1 million home in which they improperly protected and covered my flooring. So that flooring is now removed. I'm actually getting quotes on replacement and removal of this flooring, and now have to fight with Lennar to try to figure out what to do about this $30,000 floor that they inadequately both installed as well as inadequately covered, because I cannot live with my brand new flooring having paint overspray and stains and abrasions and scratching, as well as being absolutely filthy. So it's really quite disappointing. There's some more texture, just to show you how dirty my floor is. That is dirt. This is what every single crack and seam looks like. That is disgusting. You can see in my bathroom, that is all dirt and stains on my brand new flooring. More texture issues. And I mean, this is a small issue, but went to put toilet paper on my toilet paper roll and they didn't use any type of anchors or anything. So it just fell right on the wall. It's, I mean, more miscellaneous, like stuff like this, obviously, is not going to be too bad to fix. But, I mean, as you can see, there is issues everywhere. Cabinets, basically almost every single door in my kitchen has damage. Stuff they tried to fix, but didn't really do a great job on. Things like this where they misdrilled it, and instead of actually fixing it, they just tried to cover it. More damage down here where they just tried to cover it instead of actually fixing it. As you can see, this is a clean home. This is what they delivered to me as a final product. And this is after several times of me bringing up issues, them assuring me they're gonna be fixed properly, And here we are after closed. All my windows seem to have scratching. I can't tell if it's the inside or the outside. At least all my west facing ones where you can see with sunlight. Backsplash turned out good. Got to give them credit on that. That's one item. Downstairs here, I mean, you can see just more of the overall condition of my floor. Really disappointing. Again, paint drips. This is all paint overspray. This is all over my brand new floor. And really just the job they did on the baseboards, they just painted over paint drips. But you can see here, this is paint. It was not taped off. Not once covered. I mean, I've painted houses, I've painted rooms throughout my entire life. Why would you not cover flooring, and why would you not remove outlet covers? It really just shows negligence. This had an issue where there were several holes in here. They had to fix 2 or 3 times. That is satisfactory. They did a good job fixing that. But as I said, it's just outlet covers, flooring, and let me take you guys upstairs to show you another spot of contention that they have now tried to fix 3 separate times, and it looks worse than ever. Found this over the weekend, just walked in, the cover is off. Again, not a big deal. Again, all the outlet covers splatter everywhere. Was not properly textured. So this room, master bathroom, was, once again, this is all upgraded flooring. I'll talk about this in a second. Upon one of my walkthroughs, I noticed after the shower was tiled that for some reason the gap on the top of my shower on one side was almost an inch of grout, whereas the model, the gap really matches what the whole tile surface looks. And I'll put a picture up here so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. So again, brought it to their attention several months before the house was supposed to be closed, because I didn't want to have to fix this after the house closed and deal with everything I'm dealing with right now. I said, hey guys, something wrong with the shower. It doesn't seem to be tiled right. There's an issue here. It doesn't look right. They said, okay, you're right. Like, we'll send our crew back in. So the first fix was simply shaving off this part of my ceiling, applying some plaster to bring the ceiling down, to cover the grout here. They said, shower's fixed, let's go take a look. Took a look and saw that you can actually visibly see that the roof was slanted. We put a straight edge on there to show, hey, there's actually a slant here. Doesn't look good. You guys, this is not an adequate fix. I said, okay, we'll fix it the right way. We have to redo the roof because the roof is crooked. I said, okay, not a problem. So they opened up my entire roof here. They apparently fixed it by leveling it off or whatever was the issue. Came back in, they retiled it and said, guys, the tile job still doesn't look good. They said, okay, you're right, because a couple of other tiles were broken. I said, we'll go ahead and redo the whole shower. I said, why didn't we do that to begin with? Why did you guys pull my roof apart? Why did we have to make such a mess in the first place? I said, I know, we'll fix it again. So this is now the third fix. All in the meantime, again, this is all upgraded marble flooring. Nothing was covered. My floor was not covered. My tub was not covered. My countertops were not covered. So walking in here was just absolutely a mess. So third time now of supposedly fixing my tile in my shower. Again, we still have a large gap on the top here, not as big as before, but we have more of a problem. Now, the gap was only on this side. We now have a gap of grout all the way around the top of my shower. So not only is the gap now just not on one side, it's on multiple sides. And now, because they didn't apparently redo my entire shower, we have two different colors of grout. You can see there. You can see on the tile here, darker, darker. all to lighter grout. In addition, because none of this was covered, my flooring got extremely filthy. It got chipped, it got scratched, and it got scuffed. I don't know if you can see the condition. This is supposed to be a brand new home with a brand new shower. My tile covered in dirt, my grout covered in dirt. In addition to my upgraded marble flooring that was supposed to have white grout is now completely stained. And once again, all of this was brought up during the first walkthrough, in which a Lennar specialist agreed of the condition of our flooring, agreed that the staining and all the dirt and everything that was brought up in the process of trying to fix my shower, that the grout would be redone, that my flooring here would be professionally cleaned, and the grouting would be removed and redone, as it was too stained to clean. We said, okay, that is acceptable. Fast forward to the second walkthrough, the grout was not redone. The grout was simply cleaned to the condition that we see now. And the delivery specialist said, I never said I would redo the grout. He said, I would never say that. I said we would clean it. I would never say we redid it, in which there was 3 of us there present. And we did not agree on just cleaning it. So I said, you know what? Not a big deal. He assured me they would send a cleaning crew again to make sure that the home was professionally cleaned and up to my satisfaction. On that day, the second walkthrough, they want you to sign and approve of the fixes. At this time, my loan was locked and I had to personally pay to extend the lock. So every single day that I extended was costing me $300. I said, you know what? Grout is not a big issue. It's something that it could be cleaned. That's not a big deal. It's not worth $300 a day for me to have them mess around with the grout here. I said, you know what? All this stuff, which I pointed out, all the issues with the shower, all the issues with the walls, everything else, once again, they assured me would be fixed. All I had to do was sign and close on the home. And again, they would make sure afterwards I would create a case and everything would be fixed. Well, I do regret doing that. I regret closing on the home that was not fully completed up to my standards, because as of now, we are now almost 2 weeks post signing. As you can see, I still cannot live in my home. There is tons of fixes. It is looking like my entire shower will have to be redone again for the 4th time, that my flooring up here will have to be redone, that my flooring downstairs will have to be redone, that every single outlet cover and every single switch in my house will have to be pulled off and retextured somehow. And I can't simply move in furniture and move in my living accommodations while they're tearing apart my home. So here we are, several months later, during a very, very disappointing build process of really nothing but issues from start to finish. I mean, this is supposed to be an enjoyable process to purchase a new home. I was very excited, and this has really just absolutely tainted my entire experience. I would never purchase a home again with Lennar. If you are considering purchasing a home with Lennar, please do your due diligence to look at your home closely during the build process, because I found many things which I am not going to highlight in this video, which I'll show some pictures of, such as a gas line being damaged, and their fix was sticking rocks in the hole and covering it up. There's many things that I found throughout this process that I am thankful that I walked through during the build, because they most likely would have delivered it to me in this condition. And again, also do not close on your home while there are still issues. Make sure they fix everything to your satisfaction before you sign any approval to close. Because, as I've said, they have lied to me. They have strung me along. They have not been honest, and they have not delivered a quality of home that is satisfactory. During this entire build process, it's been nothing but disappointment to see the lack of respect, the lack of attention to detail, and really the attitude as a new home buyer I received. Not once have I received any type of apology. Not once have I received any type of accommodation or really respect for me doing their job for them, pointing out the issues with the home color, pointing out issues with the shower, things that their own QC and GCs should be doing. Not once has there been a real attention to my needs. It has seemed like they are labeling me as a picky customer. They are labeling me as someone that is being troublesome because I have an attention to detail, which I would expect any new homeowner to have. So up to this date, I have not received any type of positive correspondence to that. That's been satisfactory. In addition to me walking in my new home one day to check on the process, this now being about 2 or 3 weeks away from closing, to finding a homeless person sleeping in my master bedroom, who later came to be the security guard. Well, the security guard was taking a nap on my floor. He slept in my house before I did. That to me is as well is another issue. And then again, after I moved in, a few days after me receiving the keys, I walk out of my garage as I'm moving stuff in and checking the place out to find the security guard trying to walk in my front door again. So once again, did not receive any type of apology until I reached out a second time and said, your security guard is trying to walk into my new property in which I've received possession of. And there was, I'm sorry, there was no, let's make sure your house keys are good to go. Let's make sure that the floor is perfectly clean where he slept in because it smelled like a homeless person up there. Their response was, we'll vacuum the floor. We'll make sure that the carpet that he was sleeping on was vacuumed. You know, there was no offer to replace it. There was no compensation. There was no anything aside from he's the security guard. We'll talk to him. He still works there. He's still guarding the homes and doing God knows what in other people's homes. So again, just it's surprising for such a big builder to have such a lack of oversight and such a lack of quality in the entire development. The amount of stuff that was missed, the amount of stuff that really was not done correctly. It's really, I'm not doing a great job of explaining it because it's really just shocking, the level of service that we received. So anyways, sorry to make the video so long. We'll keep you updated on how everything's coming along, and hopefully they make due on their promises to make our home as good as they promised. So far, very disappointed, and we are now 2 weeks into having the house and still cannot move furniture in. So hope this helps. If you are buying a Lennar home or are thinking about buying a Lennar home, do your due diligence, hire a professional inspector, make sure you're walking through the home on a consistent basis to catch stuff that they are simply going to cover up. Because you'll probably have to deal with it later down the road. Hopefully this is a one-off thing based on other neighbors I've talked to. They are already having ongoing issues as well. Maybe it's isolated to this development, I'm not sure. But please do your due diligence and make sure that you are not signing and closing on a home that has ongoing issues, no matter how small they are. Because they will simply string you along. They will say they're to fix things, and they'll send the same crew to fix it that caused the problem in the first place. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. I'll be happy to keep you in the loop of how everything turns out. Keep your fingers crossed. Hopefully they can make a home that is satisfactory and does make me happy, because as of right now, I am regretting this entire process and regretting this decision pretty massively. It was a stretch financially during some pretty tough economic times, and I feel like I'm stuck with a home that has nothing but issues. Talk to you guys soon.